What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the WHA-POOSH Show. It's your boy Chris here, aka Mr. Stark 2093. Excited to be back. Had a bit of a mishap last week. I think everybody had some trouble getting schedules aligned, but we are back from our hiatus, and we have an exciting episode today. Going to talk about Dune Part 2 spoilers, or like we like to call it, Unveiling Arrakis. So let's go ahead and get jumping in right now. We have a special guest with us on this episode, so I'll start off with bringing in Mr. Reverse Zeo himself. What's going on? Can't hear you, bro.
My bad.
There we go.
I was recording the behind the scenes here for Instagram, and I was like, let me put that on there. Dude, I'm excited, man. I think it's been a long time coming. We were supposed to do it last week, but like you said, we just got real busy. And we also had to wait for, I guess, the spoiler ban to lift a little bit because it was just too fresh for us to go into spoilers. So I am excited about our special guest tonight because I know that he enjoyed Dune 2 just as much as we did. So I'm excited to get that perspective as well. So yeah, man.
For sure. Let's bring in that special guest because right now Broke on Toys is having some technical difficulties, so he might have a little cameo presence later in the episode. But for now, let's bring in our special guest, man, Mr. Brick Artemis himself, the legend. What's up?
Oh man, thanks for having me. I'm on episode 10. I watch this show. I try to watch it every Tuesday when you guys are on. Have a good time watching, have a good time commenting, and kind of you guys really make it feel like the chat's part of the show too. So I love that. So to be on the Dune episode 10, it's awesome.
Dude,
Thank you guys.
Iconic, bro. Like this is iconic.
Ooh, yeah. This is a big deal, bro. Episode X.
Yes.
Nice, man. That's what we should have did on the title card, dude. An X, man. Dang, we missed an opportunity there.
Al-Gaib,
man.
Yeah.
Muad'Dib.
So yeah, man. Dude. So yeah, let me check in here. I know my boy Austin was in here saying, "Let's go, ready for this stream." What up, Austin? Yeah, he's like a minute late. Don't worry, I'm still excited. So he's like 4 minutes late. I'm less excited, but happy to be here, bro. I appreciate you showing up, man. Yeah, we were just trying to figure out these technical difficulties, but we're just gonna roll with it for now. Maybe Juan will join us for Dune 3. We'll see. 2028 at the earliest. But yeah, man. Let me pull this up real quick. So
let's get
before anything else, just a reminder to what Chris said. So there's spoilers here, so just letting y'all know, spoiler alert. Bam.
Turn away.
Dune Part 2. Chris, take it away.
Yeah, I think so we were excited for this episode, as Silos mentioned, man. There's just a ton of stuff that happened in this movie that we wanted to talk about so bad in the previous episode and couldn't. And trust me, it took everything in us to not like dive into the details. But yeah, I just think, they're just summary. And I think we said it in the last episode too, right? This movie was a cinematic experience, man. I think it was probably one of my favorite films so far of the year. And I think the only thing that I can see challenging this, I'm going to plug it right now, is probably Furiosa, because I'm a huge Mad Max fan and George Miller is a god with cinematography. So, that's the only thing that I can see coming down the pipeline. But yeah, I think so far this movie is peak cinema, man. It got me excited about going to the movies again, and just like bringing general audiences to come watch a movie and experience like an event similar to what like the Avengers movies did for a lot of viewers, right? A lot of people don't really go to the movies. That's surprising, right? A lot of people that go to the movies are going to be your cinephiles, those people that make it like an avid, they constantly go. It's part of like their experience with their significant other or family, right? But this is a type of movie that drags the audience in to come watch it because it's just flooding social media with these rave reviews on like, man, you guys got to check this out. The stars are promoting it really well. The marketing is, heavily invested to get the word out there to watch the movie. So it's always a good time, man. Seeing those theaters filled to the nine, no empty seats at all. It's awesome,
dude. I agree, man. I agree. This did feel like what a movie experience should feel like. Like if I was to describe what movie you should go watch to feel that cinema, this is the movie, man. Like,
Yeah.
especially like, the last time that I felt some sort of excitement within the cinema like this was obviously like some of the MCU movies because the crowd just got crazy, right?
Yeah, yeah,
That's many, many years of hype building up versus this movie, which personally I was not the most excited for, because as I've mentioned before previously, is I fell asleep watching the first one a few times. So I didn't go into this movie like, oh my god, it's Dune 2 versus like, oh my god, it's Avengers, like, you know what I mean? And
Right.
yeah.
I walked out just as hyped from this movie like I did for those, which is it speaks a lot for this movie, for this cast and crew, and the future of Hollywood. It's alive and well, man. If they can continue to come out with this kind of quality and obviously not quantity, don't give me 5 movies if they're all going to be crap. Give me one, give me two, because I'll definitely take that quality over quantity in this
Yeah.
situation.
So, Brick, your thoughts, man? Because I'm actually excited because I didn't get to watch the episode where I know you guys kind of talked about this a little bit, but I'd like to get your
Yeah.
take on what it was for you in terms of like experience.
Man, so I'm kind of where Zio was when it comes to the first one. I watched the first one, like I think mostly everybody, right, on HBO Max or whatever it was called back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was okay. Like and I was actually excited for that one because I thought that like the sandworms looked really cool. I was like, oh, this is gonna be an epic film. And it was just kind of slow. When you're sitting late at night on the couch with the family and you're like, ah, that's all
Yeah.
right. Now, when this came out, like the trailer, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be good." To me, it's going to be somewhat like Lord of the Rings. When you saw
Yes,
for me,
yeah.
when I saw the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring, I was younger. I saw the midnight release, so I was tired. Right? It's
Oh
like
yeah.
13 years old or something. I was like, "What am I watching this for? What's this movie
What-
about?" Later on, I found to love that movie, but I had a feeling that the second film was going to be like just take it over the edge and just, this is what's going to get us to remember Dune. And I went and saw the movie and it was absolutely stunning. I mean, this movie not only had great acting, great cinematography, a great score.
Mhm.
All three of those characteristics or all three of those columns I feel like are the best for me personally since Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that movie came out in 2014. So, it's been a long time, other than like a superhero movie, like, you guys were saying, it's been a long time since we've had that feeling in a movie theater that wasn't Spider-Man or Avengers or whatever, or Batman.
Yeah.
So it was nice, it was a nice, fresh breath of fresh air to actually see that movies can succeed without being a superhero movie, especially now with superheroes kind of like taking a
On the
dive.
decline.
Yeah,
for sure.
and at least something's coming up now. And I mean, just the story alone, the characters, and Timothée Chalamet, he also played in Interstellar. So this guy's going to be like, this is Johnny Depp in the making. This is Leonardo DiCaprio. This is like,
He's
this guy is
he's
something, man.
he's the new face of
Yeah.
Hollywood, man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Go
I
from
completely
Wonka to
agree with
this.
that.
Dude.
I know, and he was
And
excellent in Wonka,
now
man.
Yeah.
now he's playing some who is he playing next? He's playing a
He's
musician
playing
next?
Bob
Bob
Dylan,
Dylan, I
bro.
think. Yeah.
Bob Dylan,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, is it Bob Dylan or am I just thinking about the community member Bob Dylan? Like I wasn't
Nah.
sure.
Nah,
And
was
there's
I'm pretty
a
sure
rumor
that's gonna
that
be.
Elvis. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? No, go
There's a
ahead.
rumor
Brick.
that Elvis will make a little cameo with Butler in there. So
Oh,
Wait, what?
a little
Oh,
it's
cinematic
like a rumor.
universe.
man.
Like they asked him if he would like be
Dude,
welcome
that's
to that. He
so.
was like, oh heck yeah, I would
I'm
love
sure
to
he
do
would
that.
jump on
So
that. I'm sure he would
That
jump
would
on
be
that.
cool as shit, man, if
that would
that
be cool.
happened. Especially
He's
because
gonna
they're
keep
like bros now,
Yep,
So like
yep.
it'd be cool to see that.
Austin Butler was just getting rid of that Elvis.
I know the voice.
I know, right?
It
He's
is.
gonna be.
Well,
He's
he
gonna be
replaced it
back
with
to it.
Stellan Skarsgård voice now, so
Yeah.
like,
Oh
it's like
my
I don't even think he knows
gosh!
what his own voice is anymore, dude.
Real quick, I want to shout out my boy Abisai in here. What's up, baby? He said he enjoyed it. Yeah, man. I told him I had the lunch with him, and I told it was his wife and himself, and I was like, y'all should watch Dune 2. and they went to go see it later on that week or that evening, and they really enjoyed it. Austin says, "All right, I'm gonna dip before spoilers." So he hasn't. Austin has not even seen Dune Part 1, I believe.
Man,
bro,
he's slacking right now.
Get on it, bro.
Still, thank you for dropping by, man.
Get on it, man. Missing
you
out.
know, going back to the experience that this movie brought, this is, it's crazy because like the biggest sci-fi franchise that we've gotten has been Star Wars.
Yeah.
And it's been a while, and I believe it's gonna be a while until Star Wars can touch anything of this caliber that Dune 2 brought, man.
100%.
Like they really need to. I think who's in charge of it now? John Favreau? No, who took over?
I
The
thought it
guy
was
that
Dave
did
Filoni.
Ahsoka and
Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni. Oh man, did we lose?
Oh no!
Carlo?
No.
It was just riddled with
he just let one out real quick. He's like,
like he's about to sneeze or something.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
I do want to agree. I do want to agree with him though. Like I even think the last really good movie, not talking about like Mandalorian and Ahsoka, the last good movie I thought was Rogue One. Go ahead, Zio.
Oh yeah, so it's like I really think that they need to really think about their next release needs to be at this quality if they want to really come back to being Star Wars, because I think Star Wars has always had a great reputation in terms of what they bring to the table, and I think their next story really needs to be on this level. I even saw a post that said that the director from Dune 2, Denis Villeneuve, should take on
Can you imagine
a Star Wars project. Like,
oh dude, that
would be insane.
Yeah,
exactly.
He would do excellent, right? And like I agree, and I think even Brick, you were touching upon this right before Carlos jumped back in, but this is, I think, pinnacle of like space opera storytelling, which is what Star Wars was trying to be, initially with the first trilogy, right? It's like space opera with some like, quirkiness, some comedy thrown in there, some lightheartedness, but this one full on, even though it did have some lightheartedness with Stilgar and like the whole as written Lisan Al Gaib, stuff like that, where they're not forcing the comedy down your throat, right? It's he's not trying to be funny. It's just within the context of what's going on, it comes off as funny, which I think is just great writing and the way they executed it. And Javier Bardem, my goodness, dude, that guy did fantastic. And just overall acting in the whole movie. But
he's great.
Yeah, this is definitely the new standard, I think, for at least space opera-esque storytelling. Star Wars has some huge shoes to fill, like especially if they're going to continue with the storyline with Rey, from what it sounds like with the rumors, right, and her getting her own movie. So like, I don't know, man. I don't know if they'll be able to hit the mark. This is like it's a huge.
Well, even Guardians of the Galaxy has been doing better than Star Wars when it comes to time.
Oh yeah.
When it comes to a movie, at least, like that trilogy kind of blew Star Wars out of the water. Obviously, it doesn't compare to like the OG Star Wars, but it's definitely killing like the sequel trilogy and whatever else is coming out right now. But
yeah,
you got some work.
Real quick, man. We got the third member of the WHA-POOSH.
Oh man, is he finally ready?
Ready. So let's bring him in. Without
Randy
further
Orton
ado,
slithering in.
He opened for Nickelback at the rodeo. Let's go, baby.
There we go.
Jeez.
Coming from the year 1991. Here we go. Time traveling, bro.
There he is.
There you go.
Oh my god,
what's up, man?
For a second, I thought my computer.
So
welcome,
Juan. To get you in here to get you catch up. How would you compare this to sci-fi film in the past 10, 15 years?
I mean, honestly, I think it's next level. With the way that it was shot. I mean, just in general, it doesn't look like. I don't know how much CGI was put into it because I haven't done that ton of research, but I have seen set pictures, and I mean they're in the sand. They're doing everything in the desert, and it's just the way that it was shot, and then the way that post production kind of took that kind of took the film and the way that it was edited. I think it was perfect. Especially, I mean, as far as like, I mean, mind you, that Dune is kind of, I read a little bit upon it, and it, even though it takes in the future, like there's not a lot of futuristic stuff besides the spaceships.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So, and spaceships were great. The machines that pick up the sand, the spice, they look great. They look like they were real in some scenes, right? So, I mean, it's next level storytelling in this movie.
Well said, man. 100%.
Nice.
Shout out to the hold on real quick. Shout out to the baby fetus. Did a phenomenal acting role in the movie.
Is that the first fetus that has made it into a film?
I don't know, but that quality of
first one
acting,
nominated.
like that's the following like Timothy Chalamet after Timothy Chalamet gets old. So yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
So I guess let's move to our next part of this segment, right? So like this is where we get deep into the spoiler talk, which is what I'm most excited about. But what your favorite moment was from the film, and I actually want to give the reins and the honor to start off, Mr. Brick. Take it away, buddy.
I am.
I'm stuck between two, but I'm only going to say one of them. I will go ahead and go with when I want to say Paul Atreides went on the sandworm and rode on the sandworm for the first time. That whole just waiting there, and jumping on the biggest sandworm. The music behind that. I listened to that song like coming out of work. I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
Like just let's go home.
He's at the red light.
Windows down. Yes. But no, that scene is probably the coolest thing I've seen on a screen in so long. That I was getting goosebumps. The second time I saw the movie, I was getting goosebumps again. Like it was just the vibe, the bass, the vibrations, him jumping on there, and it's like. But I was always wondering, like, how the hell are they getting off this thing? Like all that work to get on. But I did do some research on like what they said in the books because I never read the books, but kind of made sense why they didn't put it in the movie. But
Brick, real quick, because you just mentioned that, and I was waiting for you to go so I could talk about that. I did too. I read upon it about how they got off the worm. Apparently, they talked about it in the first movie.
Really?
That's what they said. Where I was reading on like the thread and stuff, but I was like, you know what? I was waiting for you so I could tell you that. I was like, man, that was kind of interesting. So
I must have missed that.
Yeah, but yeah, because I remember you had been debating about how they got off the worm for a while, and I was like, dude, you're right? Like how do they get off? And I was
and then they get like the whole family, they get the whole pack on there with their cases and stuff. Like,
that's what I was telling my Isis, my fiance. I was like, how did they get Jessica on there in that little Tesla whip little thing, like in that Model X, it's like what was happening here, man? So it was
but just anything with the sandworms, man, that was just it was awesome. You're not going to see anything like that anytime soon. That was phenomenal.
Cool. Yeah, I guess for our viewers that don't know, it'd be good to let them know how they do, right? Because probably most likely people won't go read the books, or maybe they will. And I highly recommend. I read at least the first two. I highly recommend reading the first two. It gets crazy weird after the second book. So do that on your own accord if you want to read.
Is the second book Messiah? Because I heard it gets weird after Messiah. Okay.
Yes, it gets crazy weird after Messiah. So I don't recommend. You don't want to taint the good high that you get from the first two books. But yeah, basically it's simple. Explanatory. They just kind of wait for the worm to tire out, and they kind of just slide off the side, come off the tail end. Very simple. Like I think people were expecting like this crazy ass way that they like dismount. No, the worm just tires out. They slide off the tail on the back.
Well, they like do the math and everything too, like the distance, and that's where they call them so that it tires out right in time.
Correct. Yeah.
That's hilarious because I was like, do they like batarang out of it? Like, like throw a bat grapple or something, And it's just imagine like getting like a worm that's like super energetic, and it's like, dude, when is this guy gonna get tired? Like
I know.
you're
Bro.
riding all day. Like
We already passed our target destination. Shit. I guess we ain't going there.
You know, what would be cool is if we got like some sandworm battles, like they're on sandworms, kind of like a pirate
man.
ship thing where they're like,
yeah,
that'd
Dude,
be cool.
that would
That'd
be
be cool.
insane.
yeah,
Look kind of weird, but it'd be awesome.
yeah, it would look weird.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
oh my god,
All right. Silos, your favorite moment, man.
dude, there is so many little sequences that make it for me, right? Because it's just overall, it's just everything was such a great experience. But I think for me, my favorite moment is I think when Paul gets on that worm, on that grandfather worm, right? And it's not so much
Yeah.
the sequencing of that, which is amazing, but you start seeing like the people believe in him,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
that's the real, not the real turning point, because he gained a lot of their trust during the battles and them sabotaging the enemies. But whenever the people that didn't used to believe in him start believing in him, and you start seeing that was such a great like I
As
think
it
it
was
was
written.
such as it was written. Yeah, as it was written. I think it was a great point, because like these people start believing in you, and then this guy is not going in the way that you think he's gonna go. You know what I
Correct,
mean?
yeah.
Which to me is like it's like a like a tragic moment for those people, the Freemen, because of that. But it's just such a huge part into getting their trust and stuff. So I mean, he really went in there and he learned their ways, got their trust, and I thought that was a great part, man. Great part.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Juan, your favorite moment.
When they kiss? No, I'm just kidding.
With the worms or what?
No, he's talking about Kate Ralph, bro. You nasty, bro. Come on, man.
No, I think I mean, the one scene that really stood out to me was when they were about to take over and go meet the Emperor, and
Yeah.
they're looking at they're in the mountain, they're kind of looking with their binoculars or whatever, and he turns around to the Freeman and he just goes, and he does the salute. I can't remember what salute was, but he does the salute and everybody just freaking cheers, and I don't know, it just felt like I was there.
That's
like I was
awesome.
ready to put on my Freeman suit and go battle with them. But I thought that scene was pretty great. I mean, there's another one too. I mean, there's just so many good scenes in that movie. It's just, you could just feel it.
That scene alone is how it should have been when in Game of Thrones, the finale, when they stormed through Castle Rock, right? It should have been that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
man. There's just too much, man. Like this is like so like such a small thing in the movie, but I really, really enjoyed when they would come out of the sand and ambush.
Oh yeah,
that was cool.
The Harkins, like I thought that was so freaking awesome. Now there's one clip, and I believe it's Batista's character, that they show whenever the Harkins are like attacking the Freeman when Zendaya's doing the rocket launching stuff sequence.
Yeah,
they show a back shot of him kind of like moving the big machine gun or whatever it is, and that scene alone made me feel like I was there. It just stood out a lot to me, and that's the scene that really got me to feel like I was there in Arrakis. Like I really felt like I was in that danger of either getting killed by the Harkins or getting killed by the Freemen. Like it was so good, man. So good.
Yeah.
Ron,
I guess
real quick.
Go ahead.
Collector Joey in here saying, "Look at this beautiful panel." He's like, "I love the Elvis Arena fight." That was fire, man. That was fire.
So I guess my favorite one, because there's a ton, and you guys already hit on a few of them because there's just so many in that movie. But I think mine is it's definitely going to be the last. I want to say the last part of the movie where they're kind of wrapping up, and it's like all this shit's happening, and they showed it in the trailer, and I think I like that they showed it in the trailer because it really just hypes up like the stakes of like what this movie means for Paul as a character, right? Because it's the one thing that I like that Denis Villeneuve changed in the movies that wasn't entirely kind of true in the books, because the books they don't set up Paul as a hero from the get-go. He's not as a hero. He's just this person that's in this circumstance and he's making this choice, right? Whereas Denis sets up Paul as this like hero, this prophesized hero in the first movie, and he's kind of burdened with this, right? With great purpose. Loki, basically, right? Yeah. And then this turn of events happens, and you realize, holy shit, this guy's not a hero. Like, and they try to make it seem like he's being influenced to go in a certain direction. And at the end of the day, it's on his own accord, right? That he's doing these things, right? And he's telling himself, oh, I have to do it or I can't do it. And it ends up happening anyways, right? Because it's prophesized as written. So the scene where he uses the voice in theater, holy shit.
That witch is like,
yes, dude. It's like, just the way it happens. She's like, "Be careful what you do, Paul Atreides." And he's like, "Silence!" And they're like,
"You chose the wrong side,"
right? And then as she gets like darted back, she's like, "Abomination!" Right? Like she's like afraid of this person now. Like it's not that boy that she made put his hand in the box and do the oath, right? It's this dude's a completely different person now, and the stakes have changed. And then at that moment, everybody realizes, "Holy shit, this guy is serious." Even Fade. Standing there, right? Because he's like, he's bluffing, and then he does the whole thing, the voice, and he immediately changes his demeanor. He's like,
his eyes are like, oh shit.
He's like, okay, this is a man. It's not a boy, right? So that scene was so freaking awesome in the theater to experience, man. And I crave it. I want to go see it again, and that's why I want to go watch the movie again. Because it sucks because it's not going to hit the same at home, right? On your TV with your basic sound system. Like you won't feel that thud, right? Because like it's crazy. Like in the movie, like when he does it, it feels like it's hitting you too, right? It like literally shook the seats. So yeah, that's hands down my favorite scene in that whole movie, man. It was so sick.
Well, it's like he's living long enough to become the villain. Like they always say, like live long enough to become the villain. But tell me if I'm right or not, but don't give me anything from like the Messiah. So is he's doing this because it's kind of like where it's like 1 in a million. Like this is the only route he can go in to save the Fremen, and he knows, and that's why he like tells Zendaya's character Chani. That's why he tells her like, no matter what, I love you, and then he goes and does his thing.
Correct.
Like
Doctor Strange paradox.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, and it's perfect. It's a perfect setup of events, right? Because he's he's burdened with great purpose, and he's seen all possibilities, and there's only one. He says a narrow path, right? And we can get through, right? There's only this one way, and him even like making that decision. It's still a hard decision, and then not being able to tell people what happens because obviously you'll have risk of paradox, things changing if he tells anybody what his plan is. Even his mother, right? Doesn't even tell his mother. He's just like, look, there's a narrow path, and this is what I'm going to do. And he just starts making these choices.
She got crazy quick.
Yes, dude.
Full 180.
Like, what the
Reverend Mother, bro? Jeez.
This is like the mom of the century, and then all of a sudden it's like, damn.
Yeah, like baby talking to her and shit. It's like, what the hell's going on, man?
Telling bro.
The blue stuff really got to her. That was that blue meth from Breaking Bad.
Yeah, that was straight from the source right there, dude. Straight from the source. Yeah, man. That dude, everybody did a phenomenal job in this movie, man. Like the acting was phenomenal throughout the movie. I'm excited, to see where this leads. Hopefully, I mean, like the only thing, and I know we're gonna move into the next segment, but I just hope that part 3 is better. That would just be like literally the cherry on top to have, because usually having a trilogy, it's difficult to top like at the last movie, because you've done so much in the first two already. What can you bring fresh to the table? But man, it would be incredible for Dune 3 to just be like, the
Cherry
next
on top.
level. Dude, that would be insane.
Yeah.
It'd be a win for us, so
For sure.
it may be a little bit more difficult because I went in with lower expectations for Dune Part 2, and now the expectations may be a little bit high for Dune Part 3.
Yeah. But the good thing is we're fans now. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like we understand the story more. We're fans. So yeah.
So yeah, man, it made me appreciate the first movie.
Right.
Like the first one, I was kind of like, nah. But now I'm like, dude, we could build a whole universe out of this. Like we could just have, like a Freeman, like Freeman battles, like Freeman, like just different things that we could get from there. My boy dropped by. Hello, guys. On my way home. Great panel.
What's
Appreciate
up,
you,
Joe?
Drive safe. Be safe.
I think the this series of movies is going to introduce something new to the movie world. I don't necessarily think we're going to get a trilogy. I think the next movie that we're going to get is going to be another part one. Right? And then because I mean, part one and two is just one book.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that means that I'm assuming Messiah is just as long as the first Dune book, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming that they're going to try to cut it up into two parts. Then again, Dennis had said that he doesn't know if he wants to go straight into Messiah, because if I'm not mistaken, Messiah takes place 12 years after the
his sister is older and everything. So
there's a time jump.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, it'd be.
I think it's 15 years.
15 years, yeah. So
yeah.
It'd be crazy. It'd be crazy to think. Is there a book in between those 15 within those 15 years?
No.
So now he's creating his own storyline for what could have happened in those 15 years. Because I mean, you don't want to get rid of Timothy Chalamet just yet. You want to get at least another movie or two out of him, and then right there conclude his story and then continue on Messiah. Because I know a little bit of Messiah because I became a fan and I started spoiling everything to myself before I went to go see the movie.
I know one big thing. So yeah, they gotta keep him around.
So they gotta keep him around.
He's got purpose, man. Just remember that he's got glorious purpose. So
as written,
Lisan Al Gaim, my guy.
Why?
And I want to see more Stilgar either way. So
yeah,
so I guess we'll move to this part.
Oh, well, there it goes.
Yeah,
I mean, I think what I would like to see is Dennis. I want him to make his own story, and he kind of did that with these two movies, changing. In my opinion, they're kind of major parts into the storyline of how the books kind of develop and how they ended. So it'd be nice to see the creative part that they can come up with and fill in those 15 years till Messiah comes around and completes the story. Hopefully, he just goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think you're right, Juan, that Denny may take some creative liberties with the story. He's already done so, right? There's a lot of things that he's left out of the first book in these first two movies. So I mean, spoilers for anybody if you haven't read the books, right? But a big detail. And I don't think they did a good job showing it in part two. That's my only gripe, is that there is a time jump, right? Mm-hmm. Paul isn't just with the Freeman for like a few days or a couple of weeks. Right. Like he's there for a while, a couple of years. Yeah, So like learning their ways and getting becoming one with the people, and within that time, him and Chani had a child, and they lost the child. Didn't even come up.
I was thinking, like, is Chani pregnant? She runs away. She ends up being pregnant. He has another baby with a queen. There's like a,
that's
what I mean?
What I was thinking too.
Like some Jon Snow kind of stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
That's what I was thinking too, right? Like maybe he changed that little detail, right? He's like, maybe this is his way of adding that little Denis Villeneuve twist of, that. And full congrats, man, to Zendaya on that last scene. Her act, and I mentioned this in the last episode, her acting with her eyes, doesn't say a word. That whole part of that movie, the last part of that movie, where Paul's basically making himself, his statement for the Emperor and taking over, and like all she does is walk away, calls the worm, and you just get a close up of her eyes and just
Calls
the
the
pain,
worm.
right, that you can see in her eyes, man. It was so good. So
Yeah, that was good.
I like that idea, Brick. I had the same thought too. I was like, holy shit, like, is she pregnant? Like,
Yeah, and you know, like it kind of makes me think like these books came out before Star Wars, right? Like this was like
Yeah.
a thing, and George
Correct.
Lucas kind of based a lot of his stuff off of like he was a fan of Dune.
yes,
But it makes me think like, okay, so is Paul Atreides like Anakin, and then his kid is going to be more like Luke, where you know, at
Yes.
the end of the day, like Anakin is the one at the end of the day that sets the balance to the Force with, you know, everything that happens, but Luke is really the light that brings everything to the end. So yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It'd be interesting,
me
man,
think.
for sure.
Nicely put, Brick.
Nicely
Thank you.
put. I was just hoping for him to bring out a lightsaber all of a sudden. You know, I was no, man. The only thing that I would like to see next is I want to see the Freeman like I know that this is sound like kind of messed up, but I want to see the devastation that they feel when they find out who Paul Atreides really is to become, right? Like I want to feel that consequence and impact of the betrayal, because then that would really add to the story element. And then I also want to see a clip or a sequence going back to the visions that he had where he was in the what's it called, the Emperor's army, right? He was in that suit that was, I think it's like the Emperor's army's
At the end of the first movie, right?
outfit. Yeah, he's having
Yeah,
that
yeah.
vision and stuff. Like I would really like to see that, because it would really tie it in back to the first one and stuff like that. But I also really like that suit, and it would be cool to see him like that eventually and get a figure from that.
Oh yeah.
Didn't
Yeah.
that sort of appear in the second movie? But it was with Zendaya instead.
Kind of, but it was in the same suit.
No, I think. Well, the way I kind of interpreted was kind of like what he said, where there's different timelines, and he kind of changed course, and instead of it being him,
Mm-hmm.
it was Zendaya in the battle in that position.
I don't know.
Because if you think about it, like when he has visions, it's visions of what could potentially be a future, right? Because it never we never really seen like a future that actually happened,
Mm-hmm.
except the one that he's kind of leading it.
Yeah.
So I don't know it because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
Yeah.
I think the only vision we really saw was like when you see the knife stabbing into the heart of Faye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, like you said, except for the one that he's actually on, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And I think it's a misleading tactic, right, by Denny, right, in his storytelling method, right, is like showing you all these different visions, and we don't know which one we're gonna get. We don't know which one of those visions that they teased at us is the narrow path that Paul's talking about, right? There was the one where he was walking behind his mother, and it's nothing but death and decay, and they're the only ones alive.
yeah.
There's one where he was walking with Shani, right, and then Shani ends up dying, right? And then one where he's with the Emperor's army and he's fighting against the Freemen. And vice versa. Like we don't know what that path is, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's talked about in the book, obviously, but we don't know if this is somewhere where Danny's going to have that creative flexibility where he wants to put his own, spin on it. So I'm excited, man. I like that they were teasing us with these different possibilities of what that future that Paul is trying to prevent from happening, right? Because in his mind, I think his end goal was to save Shani, right? And then he started getting visions of, okay, if I only focus on Shani, everybody freaking dies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I save everybody? Well, if I try to save everybody, Shani dies. Okay, so what the hell are my options, right? So that's when he starts going crazy and he starts getting into more with the religious aspect of like who this Muad'Dib, this Lisan al-Gaib really is as like an individual and what they represent, right? For that empire, for the world, and how the other houses interact with each other. So I'm super stoked, man. I just want him to just take it away. He's done so well with the first two movies. Like I want to be like surprised with what he does.
Yeah, man. It'd be great to see more of the houses too.
Oh, for sure, man.
That would be freaking insane, man. Especially because the houses used to agree with the Atreides. And it ends with him going against the houses. Which I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah. I think one thing I would like to see in the next film, and I know because like in the book, and this is where I want Denny to be have a little bit more freedom, right, and making it a little bit more cinematic. Because the book, part of Paul doing what he does is he denounces his birthrights, right? A lot of what he is, right? So that's like the voice, right? We don't really see the voice used that much in the books. We didn't really see it used that much in the movies. He used it briefly, I think, training with his mom in the first movie. He used it against the Reverend Mother in this second movie, like I talked about. I would love to see him use it more and just showcase that power, because, I don't think they hint at it in the first one, right? But it's a big deal about him having that ability, right? Because it's at a different tier than the Reverend Mothers, right?
Yeah.
That's why the Reverend Mother, she literally flew back. She's like the top god. Like, they could use their voices on her and have no effect. And the fact that Paul was able to shake her, it's a huge deal, man. So he can influence multiple people, right? All they can do is they can influence that specific person that they're talking to. In the books, he's able to influence masses using the voice.
Holy shit.
So I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'd be great. Real quick, Miami Nemesis in here in the house. What up, baby?
What's up?
And then I love Gio's process of going about budgeting here. Almost bought the Messiah book, but it was $50. But I'm down to pay $470 for Paul Atreides here. I am with you. I am 100% with you that I look at stuff and I'm like, dude, there's no way, right? And then I look at a figure and I'm like,
don't even second guess it, baby.
I'm like on my way. Let's go.
In the card already.
In the card already. What's up, bro? I hope you're doing good, man. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I don't know if you've seen Dune 2. I think you have, Miami. I think he has, and I think he enjoyed it as well. But we're just talking some Dune spoilers in here, just discussing. We went through favorite sequence. What would you like to see next? And then I guess
experience, right?
Has everybody gone already and spoken about it?
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of, yeah. I think we all hinted on it, man.
Let me just see here. So I'm assuming someone with Paul's ability had this ability years ago and foresaw his rise to power, and that became the prophecy. Oh, interesting.
Oh
yeah.
Interesting.
Nice.
Wow.
It'll be interesting. Haven't yet. Oh, that's all right, man. You'll eventually get to
the
see
wrong stream. He joined at the right time. He's
I know. Damn, I'm late. What's up, fellas? That's my boy Adam. What up, bro? Adam, man. You're more than welcome to join in whenever you want. So yeah, I guess we'll go to this one. I guess the ending, like, we could give the movie. I don't know. I mean, I guess we could give it I guess we gave it a rating last time, but
yeah, I think we already scored it. I mean, it's high up there, right, man? I think putting a rating on it is disrespectful.
Here's my question for you. Here's my question for you. We're gonna rate this, but you have to put it in. What would you put it as your top what?
Okay.
Top 1, top 2, top 3, top 5, top 20. Where how high does this movie rank on some of your all-time lists?
Oh.
And name your top one movie. So like if it's top 5, what would be your top 1?
Okay.
Damn. You putting us on the spot, man.
We'll start with Chris since
I'm feeling exposed. No, I mean I have my answer. I don't know what people are gonna think, but like this would definitely be in my top, I'm gonna say top 10 of movies.
Okay.
Nah, you know what? Top 5. Because I really enjoyed this movie a lot. And I have a wide range of like taste in terms of, movies. Like I think when people first meet me, they think, oh, this guy's just like a superhero movie buff, that's all he watches. Not the case. My top movie of all time is actually The Prestige by Christopher Nolan.
Wow.
That I have the book. I love the book, watching the movie, and just Christopher Nolan just made a masterpiece, dude.
That's
Christian
the
Bale.
only Nolan fan or movie I haven't seen. The only.
Oh my god!
Chris,
No.
I haven't seen that movie either.
Yes. How does the movie compare to the book? Is it faithful?
No, it's Christopher Nolan changed a few things. for sure. And I mean, and I like the changes that he did. I think he made it fit more because the book is you're getting the perspective from the two magicians, right? And it's just like what they're writing in their journals and like how they're perceiving each other. The book kind of gives you a little bit more focus on their individual kind of interactions with everybody else, right? So you're not from like the eye of the observer as you are kind of like in the book. So I think that's my top movie, man. The music, the cinematography, the acting from like Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, dude. And it's a shame that Hugh Jackman never ended up in another Christopher Nolan movie. It's sad. I wish he would bring him back. I don't know what happened because those guys were meant to work together, man.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Contracts, I'm sure. Contracts.
Too expensive.
Right.
I don't know, man. I'll jump the gun next. I'll say that Dune is probably top 5 movies of all time as well. I think just overall, like quality and delivery and execution experience means a lot to me. I think I'm just gonna say my all-time favorite movie, which I think still holds to today, Jurassic Park. That's my number one.
Nice.
That's like like that. The adventure,
that's my number 2,
like,
bro.
As a kid, as kids, we grew up like with like the whole dinosaur era of like liking dinosaurs and learning about dinosaurs and just Jurassic Park. You watch it now, it still holds a lot of value. So that's definitely my number 1.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful.
It's a good movie.
All right. Let's go to Brick, bro.
Oof. Man, okay, so I'm gonna go top 10.
Nice.
I'm gonna go top 10 film. I want to say
know what
9
are ahead of this.
I actually, I'm such a nerd. Sometimes when I get bored, I just write random stuff down on my phone. I actually have it, so I had to look at my list.
That's cool, bro. That's cool. That's cool.
No,
that's awesome. Yeah,
I would have to take Pulp Fiction off of 10 and put Dune up there at least around 10.
Easy decision, bro.
Now on this list, sometimes my list, like my number 1 will change, but I think I'm gonna go with Interstellar. I have Remember the Titans on the list because I love that movie as a whole.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park is on there.
The night they played this.
Yeah, man. I got Titanic on there. Book of Eli.
I love Titanic.
Braveheart's on there. It's just so many good movies. But Dune is. Yeah, man. Dune is top 10 for sure. But man, the more I see this movie, I might. You know what I mean? Like Interstellar wasn't my favorite movie of all time when I first saw Interstellar.
Yeah,
I loved it. It was amazing, just like this film. But then when you see it again, when you show other people it, and like every time I saw Interstellar, I got more and more out of it. I started understanding the ending a little bit better. I started understanding the time traveling more and more. So it just became my favorite movie. And like, I get teary eyed during movies a lot. So that one definitely hits me a lot. So, but Dune is top 10 for sure.
As Christopher Nolan fans, I would like to know your experience real quick with Tenet. Was that just like it? Like, did you connect with it? Like,
not at all.
I think it's the weakest of his filmography for sure. Okay. It was a tie between that and Memento. Although I'm starting to like Memento every time I watch it now. But
appreciate it more.
Yeah, but Tenet, now because I liked it as an experience, as an event film. I thought it was sick seeing some of like the cinematography and like the effects that they did, and just understanding that a lot of it's not CGI, which is nuts.
Actually,
and just a lot of it's just camera tricks that Christopher Nolan's just using his wizardry on. But in terms of the overall, I think it's the weakest of his filmography. And he did explain that the intention was never for you to understand the film, right?
Okay, because I walked out, I was like, God damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's why he doesn't name the characters. Like, it's the protagonist, and like it was never meant to be like this tried and true story that he was telling. It's an event that's happening. It's unfolding in front of you, right? Gotcha. And it's happening from both directions, right? Which is crazy. So I appreciate it a little bit more now. Not trying to watch it as like a clear-cut Christopher Nolan film, as nothing ever is.
Right.
But it's definitely I think it's his weakest film though.
All right, Juan.
It's gonna be top 10.
Nice.
Top 10. Yeah. My number one though, I'm a big fan of Daniel Day-Lewis.
Ooh.
I think he's great, man. And
There Will Be Blood or Lincoln, or what are you gonna say, man?
Father.
Oh,
Have you
nice.
seen that one? It's a really good movie, man. That movie.
Well, which one is it?
In the Name of the Father.
And I haven't seen that actually.
I haven't
Okay.
seen that one.
It takes place in UK, and how the whole Irish gang and how they were policing over there, and whatever army I can't remember the name of their army, but basically they were just being policed like really hard, and he gets stuck in the middle of a conflict, and he goes to jail, and his dad goes with him, and
Dang.
it's just a sad movie. It's a great movie. I enjoy it very much.
Is he the one that was in Gangs of New York?
Yeah.
Okay, with the rabbits or something like that.
Yeah, but it's gonna have to be top 10.
Okay.
Nice. All right. Well, it seems like it's up there for everybody, man. And that's how you know this is like a genre defining film. It's a era defining film. I think Brick mentioned this earlier, right in the stream. This is a step in the right direction for just movies in general, right? This is the type of movie that could save movie theaters, right? I think there's a lot of fear in the community now, like as you know, physical media is starting to die out. People are scared that digital and streaming is going to take precedence, and theaters are not going to be around as much because they'll be too expensive to upkeep and maintain. But movies like this are what bring or what put butts in seats at the theater, right? And we need movies like this to happen. We can't just rely on Disney to shoot out bangers every time with these Marvel movies. We can't rely on James Gunn to redefine the DC universe and hopefully get people to go watch these movies either, right? We need IPs. We need original filmmaking. We need people like Martin Scorsese continuing to make movies. Christopher Nolan continuing to make his movies, and that's what's going to help this community, in the long run, right? And I think I'm confident enough in saying now, just after seeing this movie and just watching Denis Villeneuve's filmography up until now, this guy is top tier director for me now. He's up there with Christopher Nolan, man. Arrival, Blade Runner, Dune, like his output, Sicario, right? His output
It's crazy
is
he made Sicario,
freaking insane, dude.
Yeah.
Right? So he's
Rival
up there.
was
He's
crazy.
earned that respect, right? He should be a top tier name. He should be getting a chance to make some of these big name movies, just like every other director is now. So I'm excited for him, man. I want him to stick the landing with this trilogy, and then I'm excited to see what they throw his way, right? In terms of other IPs and movies that he can make.
Yeah, that'll be sick, man. It'll be great. I think we got a good future with him.
Yeah, for sure, man.
I want to see what else he
sure.
can do too. Like, I want more from him, and I mean, I want more from the Dune first too. Like, give me something else. Like, I know there's a show coming up. I believe we were talking behind, in the group chat or something, that there's a show, Dune Prophecy.
Yeah.
I think that revolves around here, or a few. I mean, it's not around here, but I think it's like a spin-off that's connected to this verse in some way. So interested to see what they do with that, man. It's been a little bit under wraps, kind of quiet, but I do want to see what they do with that and how they can tie it and just see more, man. Like, I love this, this world that they created, and the potential that they can do. Like, I know they banned like technology or something, like when AI, there was like a battle that happened with AI or something like that, like many years before, and so that's why you don't see like any like futuristic robots or things like that. So it would be nice to see that, like you could do, I guess, like just so much, man, just so much. So I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped.
When that show might be where we see the prophecy like first starts. I don't know how far back it goes, because it is a prequel, right? Like a few hundred before or something like that.
Yeah,
I think so.
Cool. It has to do with the Bene Gesserit, so we're definitely gonna see something related to that prophecy.
I'd like to see more
cool.
magic. That'd be cool too. You know?
like wands and shit.
Yeah, like Harry Potter and shit. Right. Voldemort.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, I mean,
You got a game play or no?
yeah, I was gonna see. No game, man. We've been slacking on the game, bro. We should have used this poster as the one, man. I would have got it on the first guess.
I have
This looks like ants right here.
real
Like,
quick. If
the
y'all
bottom.
want.
Go for it.
Hold on, but I got to send it to you because my computer's acting up. That's why I'm not wearing my headphones. I can connect my Bluetooth. It's anything I click, it doesn't react to it. So
Dang, it's time for an upgrade, bro.
So what do I do with this?
just put it on the thing, and then you gotta save one out of each one.
Oh. Okay.
So which one would you save?
Hold on. Let me send it to you.
Oh shit! Here we
And
go,
it's
dude.
good
Coming up with a
because-
segment on the fly. That's what we do here on the WHA-POOSH show. You guys are seeing it live, baby.
All right, hold on, give me a second.
You're welcome, viewers.
All right. I sent it to you so I can pull it up here faster. Okay. Let's see. Share screen. All right, here we go.
Nice.
All right, you can only save one from each line.
Oh, from each line. Okay, I thought you were gonna say one in the whole picture. I was
Like-
like, shit, this is gonna be
No,
hard.
Like horizontal or vertical? Okay.
Horizontal.
Okay.
Horizontal. Okay.
Or you can play
Brick
that
go
because-
first, bro.
Because I know everybody likes Strikes Back a lot. So
Yeah. Brick can go first.
So, all right. So this is are we doing one at a time, or are we gonna say all three of ours?
No, do your whole thing, bro.
yeah, you can do your
All
whole thing.
So is this like, if I say Star Wars, is that just that movie or the whole trilogy? All these trilogies? Or
Well, I guess it wouldn't matter, but because the other
Okay.
two would be gone forever. So like,
okay.
Damn.
yeah,
Dang, because so Dune Part 2 as a movie, I think is the best one out of these three. But as a trilogy, I need to keep Lord of the Rings. But-
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm more of a fantasy guy than the OG Star Wars. But that's why I like Dune, because it's like both. It's like a mix.
Yeah.
Feels like. But no, I'll just go with a movie. So Dune Part 2, I'll choose. For the second row, I'm choosing Fight Club.
Oof.
Oh.
And oh man, you got Dark Knight up against I gotta go Interstellar. I just said that's my favorite movie of all time. So. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Interstellar, Fight Club, and Dune Part 2. Let's go.
that was a good choice.
Nice.
These are all good movies. So
Who's going next, bro? Who's going next?
for you, you're on top of Brick.
Okay, I'll go. All right. So first row,
All right.
is that Return of the King? Is that Return of the King, right?
Looks like it.
Or is
Yeah.
that Fellowship of the Ring?
Has to be a Return of the King.
Let's
You have
Return. Yeah.
It's Return. Damn, that's tough, dude. No, I'm gonna go Dune Part 2 in the first row. Second row, I'm going Oppenheimer. And then third row, I'm going Interstellar 2, man. Interstellar was just damn good, man.
Yeah.
All right, Carlos, let's go.
Me? First row, I'm gonna go Dune Part 2.
Ooh.
Second row is hard for me.
That was the
I
hardest
think
one.
like Matrix is so nostalgic for me. But it's just the individual movies. Oppenheimer was amazing. Saw that in 70 mil. Fight Club plot twist was crazy. I'm gonna go Oppenheimer.
Oh.
Like I just backtrack. I'm gonna go.
Last one.
Justify for everything.
Last one. I'm gonna go with Dark Knight.
Oh.
Okay.
Dark Knight.
Nice, switching it up. All right,
Say-
Juan, bring us home, baby.
If you save Saving Private Ryan, did you save Saving Private Ryan?
I'm gonna go Dune, Fight Club, Interstellar.
Damn, he just spat him out
nice.
like that. Didn't even
Yeah.
think.
Yo.
Ripped already.
Said it with his chest, bro. Nice. And it's hard. I'm surprised you said Interstellar because I know you're a hardcore Batman fan. So
Yeah,
that was.
Man.
I have my gripes with Dark Knight.
Oh,
I
If it was Dark
honestly-
Knight Rises, it might be a little harder because I like Rises better.
Yeah.
honestly, I wasn't a big fan of the Dark Knight series, but I enjoyed it more than Interstellar. Interstellar was great, but I didn't enjoy it as much. I think just overall, like I know it was a great movie, but I was just thinking about which one I guess I
Enjoy
because I kind of like Dune 2 was like overall quality. Oppenheimer 2 was more of like the storytelling, and the last three were more about like which one was the funnest for me. That's kind of how I went.
Okay.
But real quick,
Yeah,
some people in
dude.
the chat playing Miami
Okay.
Nemesis saying Lord of the Rings. All
Only
right,
one
'cause
ring.
he
He didn't
he
say
hasn't-
rings. He said
Lord
one
of the
ring.
Ring.
Oh, Lord of the Rings.
There's only one of them.
Oh, sorry, my bad. I was thinking about the trilogy. Let's see, Empire. He said Matrix and Saving Private Ryan.
Somebody
Saving
save-
Private Ryan.
Somebody save
Yeah.
Private Ryan.
Somebody saved him.
Somebody
man.
savings.
It's a great movie, though.
Somebody-
Really is.
Somebody save me.
Fantastic movie.
Abisai said Empire. Empire of Dune 2 or what? Matrix
Nice.
and Private Ryan.
Ryan. James Ryan. Private
Man.
James Ryan.
It's crazy. I need
Nice
to-
picks, man. We got a little mixture of everything. I think that's
Yeah.
cool. And I like this, man. We should definitely try to do this more often. I think this is
Yeah,
cool.
this is fun.
Try to make a little bit more high stakes, harder decisions, harder choices. But no, I think that's cool. And I think that takes us to the end of our show here, guys. I just
Yeah.
want to say thank you so much to Brick Artemis for joining the show today, man. It was awesome having you here. Cool is, calm, collected as always. Always like to hear kind of your opinions on things. So, and
I
always
appreciate
coming
you
with the
guys having
kind
me,
words,
man.
man.
I appreciate you guys
Yes.
having me. It's awesome, man. Like just getting to know people online and streaming with them. They're coming on your stuff to stream and have a good time. And it's like just hanging out with the boys at home, talking movies, talking figures, talking games, whatever. And it's fun.
It is, man. It's
Yes.
a great, amazing time and experience
Yeah.
too. Memories. We're creating memories.
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. For
That's
sure.
the best part.
Yeah, it's always fun, man. So I guess Brick, let the people know what you got coming up, man. I know you have a busy week
Ooh,
this week. So
Yeah, well. Last night I did an episode of the Bugle 6, which is a live stream that I run for the Brick Artemis channel, and that was with Austin Nicholas and Danny Spotchka. Had a lot of fun. Kind of ended up being like a horror episode. Our top or bottom segment was horror stuff, so that was a lot of fun to do with them. So if you haven't watched that, watch the replay. And then tomorrow is Wolfpack Wednesday with D-Lo, Jedi Knights Watch, and Evil Sneaker. So it's going to be a good
Nice.
episode. Tomorrow is D-Lo's birthday, so we're going to have a little birthday bash for him.
yo,
And then I mean, content wise, other than live streams, not too much. I gotta get on that, but my figures are taking forever from SciShow to get here, so it's hard to do that. So yeah, just having fun building some Lego as well. I might have to watch that movie, the which one, Christopher Nolan movie, not the
Prestige,
Prestige?
please,
Yeah,
go
yeah,
check
yeah.
it out, man.
gotta watch
great
that. I'm gonna
movie.
watch that. I'm not allowed to be back on the
No.
show until I watch that movie.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell myself.
please. I'm curious to hear your thoughts, man. Hit me up as
Okay.
soon as you watch it.
All right.
It's crazy. Isis has been telling me that she wants to watch it recently. It's been like she's been telling me
Bro.
like she's. I'm like, nah, I already saw it like I don't know, within a year I've seen it.
I'll let you borrow it, bro. I got it on Blu-ray, dog. Let me know.
Do you guys all live like near each other?
Sort of.
Sort of. We used to. At least I used to live down the street from Juan, man. But
Oh man.
Yeah. I think we're
Yeah.
like 20 minutes away from each other.
yeah.
Okay. That's
At
pretty
least,
close.
at least, like I think I'm in between.
Yeah.
I'm in
Yeah,
between.
yeah,
like,
you're right in
like
between
Grace
us.
to me is 20, and then for me to Juan is 20. So it's not
Oh,
bad.
That's awesome.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little 40-minute drive max on a heavy day. You're gonna make Brick Eye tear.
Oh damn.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
No, man.
Dude, I
Great.
don't know how many times I've seen Interstellar, man. When he's watching those videos, like
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
just-
yeah.
I
seems
mean,
iconic,
I
man.
don't bawl, but I get teary eyed. I even
Bro,
get
when-
teary eyed in
Yeah.
Titanic,
When he's
man.
when he's
I
like
don't know.
hitting the bookcase.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
yeah.
dude,
Oh
that's
yeah,
really
that's
freaking
rough
like-
too.
And then the end when he sees his daughter and she's older and she's like, man, it's like such a
Yes.
touching film.
Yeah, when
That's
she
like-
says no father should see their child die, like, dude,
Yeah,
that's
man.
rough, man.
Yeah,
I know.
Ugh,
That's like
damn
that's
it.
McConaughey's best movie, man.
seeing myself pre-order my first hot toy. You know, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
knocking your hot toys over here.
Don't do
Like,
it. That
don't
one is
do
shit.
it.
It's not worth anything.
Create, like,
Wait for the 2.0.
wait for InArt, like, you know, like,
Right.
like Paul
all
Atreides.
right.
Like,
Zio, what you got coming up, bro?
first of all, man, you know, it's always a pleasure hanging out with y'all. Brick, thank you so much for coming by, bro. My episode with you on the Bugle 6 was amazing, a great experience. Also was watching you live. Was it Saturday, Sunday when you were doing the live build of the
Oh man, that was
Mandalorian?
a crapshoot. But yeah, I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, man, I was
that
on
was
there.
the worst
so
experience of my life.
it was
Trying
fun,
to
man.
do
I
that.
was having fun. You were stressed. I know you were
Dude,
stressed.
it was hard because I had my nephew with me, and
Yeah,
he was sitting over here building too, and we like the first one that we had, it like I lost Wi-Fi, and it took me like 10 minutes to get on, so I
Oh.
deleted that video. I was like, I don't even want to do it anymore. But then we did it, and my sound was off for like the first 3 minutes. I was like, man, it was just building. I can't
was like-
multitask, so when I'm building and trying to like do this and talk, I can't.
I was like,
Yeah.
is this Brick's new game, like silent mode? Like we get trying to get no,
Yeah.
man. It's just it happens, man. But
Yeah.
so currently the little Reverse Zeo Studios here is under construction. Where I'm currently moving stuff around, relocating some figures, and then setting up new displays. So hopefully, I'll be back with this soon. I know I'll be back on the Zeo Lounge on Monday for sure. And then Freeze Fridays. This is just when I post a picture and I collaborate with other people that want to, you know, collaborate. So they each send me a picture and I just share it on my page and add them as collaborators. So this week I'm gonna have Abisai's working on one. Hopefully gets it done, and then my boy Gio, the movie canon, is already in the process of sending me one of his shots.
Nice.
So he's going to be there. So I got to work on mine. I have an idea with a figure that I've been wanting to shoot since I got him a few weeks ago. I just haven't had the opportunity because I've been working under here. But I hope to get that out soon. And I also will be working on my first collection tour very soon, as soon as I get this set up.
Nice.
So I'll be having that pretty soon. He said he actually just said it's done. I just sent it.
Ooh, fire.
So that's
Ooh.
it right there, baby.
nice.
But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Excited. And then tomorrow, Thursday, Copper Drop. Yeah. What's today? Tuesday? Wednesday? I don't know what day of the week it
Today's
is.
Tuesday. I was like,
Yeah.
tomorrow, Thursday?
Taco Tuesday. No, yeah, Thursday, Copper Drop with the fellas. So excited for that.
Nice. Cool, man. Cool. Broke on toys, bro. Juan, what you got coming up, man?
I don't know.
Nice. I love it.
Confidence.
I don't really do much. On here. So if you ever see me post a picture, just go like it. Makes me feel good.
Hey, for sure, baby. I'm the same way, man.
So
All right, man.
you know,
Yeah,
just
that's
come see us at 7:30 on every Tuesday. Well,
Yes,
almost every
sir.
Tuesday. We missed last Tuesday, but you know what I mean.
We try to stay consistent here, guys. All right. We'll give you proper notice if we have to cancel an episode, and proper notice is 10 minutes before. So just so you know, that's how we
I was in
roll.
San Antonio last week. Fucking work. It was horrible. I mean, I got to see
But,
Dune, but besides that, you know, it was horrible.
Hey, man.
Love
There's always a positive side, bro. There's
Yeah.
always a positive side.
That theater is bad, by the way. I don't know if you've ever been.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Isn't that where you saw Oppenheimer? For
No,
that
I
Brick
saw
70 millimeter?
Rick, did you not live in San Antonio?
I lived in San Antonio, man.
We were texting-
The Palladium where he went to, that's where I saw like the best year in movies. Okay, it was 2014.
Yeah.
I'll fight it. And like I saw
came out in
Amazing Spider-Man
2014?
2.
Okay.
I saw John Wick. You know, all those amazing movies. I mean, like Interstellar was 2014. You know, it was just Winter Soldier. Like I saw all those movies.
Oh, damn. That is a good year,
dude.
man.
2014 was good. That's only
Yeah.
4 of those movies. And then you got Gone Girl was good.
Oh, that was
I
a
mean,
good
it was
movie.
just
Ooh.
Godzilla 2014 was good. Like
Oh,
That
beautiful.
was a good
it was just
Beautiful.
an amazing year for movies. Man.
Yo.
It was good.
Dude, yeah, solid. Yeah,
So
Palladium.
the
is
Palladium, that theater
Right.
that
Hey.
he went to is like
Take me back,
ingrained in
baby.
me.
Take me back to
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
supposed to this weekend. I hope it's good. Let me know.
Oh
Let me know if
yeah,
it's
I'll be watching that this weekend, man.
good. Damn, 2014. What a time,
2014, man.
Solid
It's a
year,
It's a
bro.
badass theater though. It's a really nice theater.
It's nice.
Yeah,
Take
it's
your
cool,
beer in
man.
there into the theater with you, man. I missed that with Texas.
Yeah,
Man.
damn.
Yeah, they banned
Gonna
alcohol
have to
down
go
here.
check
but
it
yeah.
I guess and I guess before we wrap up, guys, and to the viewers, so just a quick plug: we will have the Vinyl of the Week reel dropping tomorrow. We didn't drop one last week because when we canceled the episode, I was like, well, I'm not making a damn reel then, so I was being lazy. There will be a reel tomorrow though, so keep an eye out. I'm actually excited for this one. I think it's going to be a cool one. So we'll be dropping that tomorrow. Please, if you can, like, share, get the word out. I actually enjoy making these videos, man, and I take feedback from my coach, Mr. Kwan, on like how to spice them up every now and then. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. But yeah, that's our episode tonight, folks. I really appreciate everybody joining. Brick, again, thank you. It's awesome having you here, man. Hopefully we can squeeze you in on another episode if you're free.
For sure.
It's always a pleasure to have you here, man. But we will catch you guys next time. It's always fun. We'll see you guys later. Peace.